These are my top 10 biggest mistakes in Shopify dropshipping that you need to be avoiding in order to be successful in e-commerce. We're going to be covering every single mistake that beginners make when they're starting a Shopify dropshipping store. Since I started dropshipping over 5 years ago, I've been able to build 7-figure businesses in e-commerce and dropshipping. These mistakes that I'm going to be laying out for you are not only going to be saving you thousands of dollars, but also hundreds of hours in time. More importantly than just time and money, this is going to streamline your success in dropshipping. Let's get into it. I see a lot of people still listening to uneducated dropshipping gurus with false information or outdated information, and it's a huge reason that people are not successful in dropshipping. We get caught up in the sexy side of dropshipping, the Rolexes, the Lambos, the fancy trips, and in reality, it doesn't start there. The truth is, all of that is possible, but it begins with a fundamental understanding of what works and, more importantly, what doesn't work. The first mistake or thing to pay attention to is that dropshipping is a real business and it needs to be treated like one. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's not a pick a product, build a website, and overnight you're going to have magically all these sales that are going to change your life. That's exactly what I first thought when I started selling these minimalist wallets years ago. I fell right on my face and I did not make a sale in the first 2 months of dropshipping. Next issue is logistics. Long shipping times. It's 2021. We don't need to use the same strategies that we used 5 years ago. There are plenty of other options, and if you hop onto any of my videos on TikTok talking about dropshipping, there's going to be a ton of people talking about don't get in dropshipping because of long shipping times. Truth is, I never respond to those people because they just don't know what they don't know. You've got a lot of options in front of you, and thanks to McDonald's, Netflix, and Amazon, people want their stuff immediately. Getting faster shipping early in the process should be one of your top priorities. So my strategy for someone that's beginning out is to still use AliExpress until you start to make sales, okay? So once you start making sales, you should move over to sites like CJ Dropshipping, Zendrop, or Spocket, to name a few. And then from there, as you continue to increase your volume, move over to a sourcing agent and start to both increase the speed of which you're delivering the product and also to cut your costs for each individual unit. And from there, you might private label and start to build a brand around these products and use 3PLs or third-party logistics companies like ShipBob or Red Stag, to name a couple. Now, I created a video on this going more into detail on how to get 3 to 5 day shipping. I'm going to link that video down below that you can watch after you watch this video, as well as a lot of other helpful videos that I believe you should check out when you're done. Faster shipping is going to allow you to avoid a lot of customer complaints, which at the end of the day will lead to chargebacks, going to lead to ad account bans or PayPal holds. Mistake number 3 is starting with a blank slate. This isn't a space for creativity where you find a product that nobody's tested before and you're going to try to bring it to the market. Sure, if you've been doing dropshipping for a long time, then you likely have a little bit more budget and you've got a little more experience under your belt to be able to test something and maybe make it work. But in most cases, you're going to end up making all the mistakes that another company might use to build a brand around, and then they're going to capitalize on that opportunity. Take Segway, for example. They were ahead of their time. They were the first ones to the market, and guess what happened? They went bankrupt. A few years later, you had this hoverboard craze that came around, and to be honest, it's just a variation of the Segway. Absolutely crazy, and coincidentally, it was a dropshipping product, and they were able to capitalize on that trend and made a bunch of money. So what do I recommend? I recommend starting with a product that is already working. This is why the best research method to find winning products is in your own newsfeed. Seeing something that is working and highly engaged with in real time. Find that product, build a store around it, reverse engineer what's working, and put it into action, and all of a sudden you're off to the races. Mistake number 4 is not matching the product to the right ad platform. Every platform has a distinct user base. While 80% of Pinterest users are above the age of 30 and predominantly women, TikTok has a user base of 60% being between the ages of 16 and 24. Products that will sell well on Pinterest might not sell well on TikTok, and vice versa. We also know that if you're selling on TikTok, lower ticket items are going to do a lot better, as higher ones are just less effective. This is just a general rule, so don't take this as an end-all be-all. This is why I highly encourage people to hang out wherever they're advertising. You will understand what types of products are working, as well as seeing advertisers in real time position themselves to fit into the platform. Mistake number 5 is managing cash flow and reinvesting profits back into the business. This is a huge one that I hear all the time, and to be honest, you can't really blame people for it. A lot of people that have a 9 to 5 that are getting consistent paychecks every 2 weeks are used to a certain way of receiving and spending money. This is either through a salary or through, a wage that is being paid every 2 weeks and is very calculated and it's consistent. Now, being an entrepreneur and being on your own path and journey is a little bit kind of up in the air. There's a little more gray area with how much money you're making and what you can kind of rely on from month to month, which is exactly why I tell people not to quit their day job when they're first drop shipping. In fact, I would wait far longer if you can and kind of hold off as long as possible. When I built my first 6-figure dropshipping business, did I quit my day job? No, I didn't. In fact, I stayed there for 2 years. Now, could I have left earlier? Yes, I could have, but I didn't want to because I wanted to get a little bit more cash flow under my belt in case anything was to happen. Now, it comes down to your risk tolerance, and to be honest, dropshipping isn't super labor intensive. I mean, it's something that you can still have a day job and then fit the dropshipping stuff, the e-commerce stuff into, like a night situation or the weekends. Now, you'll never see me come on here flashing, expensive watches or cars. And if people are doing that, they're not your role models, to be honest. And really, it's okay if you want to go spend your money on that, but just understand that you never know what lies ahead. You never know what's going to happen tomorrow or the next week or the month after that. You should be smart with your money because life is going to humble you at some point. It always does. Now, I'm going to make an updated video describing exactly how I manage cash flow and things that you should pay attention to in the coming weeks in a video. So if you're not subscribed, make sure to do so right now. Mistake number 6 is your store sucks. This is huge because your conversion rate is a direct reflection of your success in dropshipping. So if your store cannot convert, then you're never gonna have any success. What happens a lot of times, I see people not creating a good website, or they're not even creating landing pages for these people to be directed to from ads. Now you gotta picture yourself as a customer. You gotta view your site as a customer coming to there for the first time. Do you trust your site? Does it seem legitimate? Would you buy these products? A site is meant to be simple yet professional. I don't want you to overcomplicate things. I want you to stick to 3 colors, black, white, another accent color that fits your brand. We don't need pop-ups or countdown timers or a related products at the bottom. That stuff just doesn't work. All this stuff is going to overwhelm your customer, and if someone's overwhelmed, if someone's confused, then they're just gonna leave. Keep them focused on the product that they came to from the ad, focus on benefits over features, and have a strong call to action. When it's easy to navigate, easy to understand, it's easy to make sales. It's that simple. Mistake number 7 is not understanding your KPIs. And if you don't understand your KPIs, also known as your key performance indicators, your business is not gonna work. We rely on data here. That's what makes this business black and white. So what is the data telling us? This is a numbers game, okay? You need to know what your cutoff metrics are, how much you can spend on ads, your break-even ROAS, all this sort of stuff. And I'm gonna break down a little bit of what that means. Say I'm selling a product for 50 bucks and I can get that product, or my cost of goods is $15. That means that I have $35 that I can spend on ads, which makes my break-even ROAS around 1.42 in this scenario. It's a simple metric that I'd be paying attention to in the ads dashboard to determine when I should kill, when I should scale, when I should leave it alone in terms of my ads. Now, this is a good time to mention that I do one-on-one mentoring, and I've got a couple seats open, and a mentorship is really going to help you understand this and give you the quickest line of success in dropshipping. There's a link below to a 2-minute application that you can go ahead and check out. Building off that last point, number 8 is not knowing when to kill a product. This is a big one because I see too many people letting their products go for far too long, and that's how you waste money and lose faith in this process. Each product that I test, I kill when I reach a net loss of $500. That does not mean that I spent $500 on ads. That means that after I got the sale, after I've shipped out the products, after I spent ads, all this, at the end of the day, I have lost $500 in a 2-week time frame. Say that you're part of my mentorship program and I took you from $0 to $100,000 in sales in 7 days. Then in a 2 weeks time frame, you're not making any sales because you've just exhausted this product, and we've tried all sorts of different stuff to try to make this work. We've tested everything. This is when emotion comes into play and something you need to avoid. In the 2 weeks since reaching the 6 figures that you've had a net loss of $500, I would kill this product. In that case, you've made money, it's time to move on and reinvest those profits into a new business. Mistake number 9 is hiring out all the work. There's a saying that goes, don't hire out what you don't understand. I see people paying $300 for someone to build a site on Fiverr or have somebody, run ads for maybe $100, $200 a month, or maybe they pay $100 to find a winning product. The problem is you don't know what you're hiring out. Should it really cost that much? If somebody was able to do this and do it well, why wouldn't they just do it themselves? The one thing I do hire out is video work and customer support. The rest of it, I do myself. I have so many videos teaching you step-by-step how to build a store, how to run ads, and how to find winning products that you should at least learn kind of the basics before starting to hire this stuff out. If you follow those tutorials, you're gonna save yourself hundreds, if not thousands of dollars and position yourself a lot better than trusting some random person on the internet. Mistake number 10 is not having enough discipline and relying on motivation too much of the time. There's days when I wake up exhausted, I don't want to do anything, I'm tired, I don't feel like working on the business. You need to have a strong why. This is something I talk about all the time, having a strong why. Why are you doing this? Is this because you want to escape the 9-to-5, you don't want to work for somebody ever again? Or maybe you're tired of being behind on bills and this is your way of getting ahead and to reach financial freedom. The second you run into a barrier, having that why is something you always revert back to, and that's gonna allow you to propel through something and to reach success. This is why 99% of people fail. They don't know why they're doing something. They don't have a good enough reason to do something. As I always say, dropshipping is something that everybody and anybody can do, but you need to be consistent and you need to work through those challenges. You can do this, I promise. I'll say it again, if you want to have the quickest way to success in dropshipping, fill out that 2-minute application down in the description below. It'll just take a couple minutes and it could potentially change your life. Drop a big like on the video, drop hashtag winner down below, make sure you're subbed to the channel, and as I always say, until next time, peace.